Welcome to the Stephen VL Outdoors channel. Today we're going to be working on the Polaris Sportsman 570. We're going to be changing the brake pads, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. You're watching the Stephen VL Outdoors channel. So, real quick, here we have the brake pads. I do a lot of mud riding, so I've heard that brass brake pads are the best for that kind of riding, but they are quite expensive. So we have these Sintered brake pads. I got these off of Amazon. The link will be down in the description if you guys want to check that out. These are made by Ziku, and again, like I said, these are the Sintered brake pads. Now there is, four, but if any of you know, the 570 only has 3 calipers, one in the back. It is on the passenger side or the right side of the four-wheeler. So we're going to go ahead and get the brake pads changed. Alright, so you're going to, well, at least on my machine, because I have razor wheels, and I believe these are razor lug nuts, but I need to use a 3/4 to take these off, these lug nuts off. Alright guys, and then you're going to use a 1/2-inch socket to take this nut and this one down here off to get your caliper off. So let's go ahead and do that. And then your caliper should come off like that. And then I probably, alright, this C-clamp's a little overkill, but hey, you know what? It'll do the job. But we got to compress the piston. You just got to watch what you're doing here. But you got to compress this all the way. And hopefully we can, because what you got to do is you got to get it compressed enough that these pins are past this, so that way you can pull the brake pads off. But if I remember, because I've done the back once, I think I remember this being a pain in the butt. There it goes. And of course, the first one was easy. Okay, so what might help you out is if you look on the back of this one, which I can't remember if this is a plug, but I don't want to pull this out. But if you take your C-clamp or some vice grips or something, and compress this a little bit more, it pushes this pin in, which should help you get this off easier. Of course, this isn't cooperating very well. But it pushes in pretty easy. So what you might have to do, maybe try to do that a couple of times, but you'll be able to get your brake pad off. So let's take a look at these. On this side, there's a little bit of pad left, but because I ride in so much dirt, there's so much crap built up inside of them. They're worn out unevenly. So that's on this side. We'll take a look at the other side, but maybe you can see this one doesn't have very much left. I need bigger ones. No, I don't. So actually what you can do, put your vice grips on there like that. I'm just making sure that I have it on the right way. All right. Now you're gonna bolt it back up just the same way we took it off. I'm sure there's a torque setting for these, but we're just gonna put them on there. And they got lock washers. All right, then you're gonna put your wheel back on. And I'll have to double check the lug nut torque settings. So I'm just gonna go, I got Milwaukee, it's got the setting on it. I'm just gonna do that for now. Number 2. All right. And yeah, I know you guys probably didn't really see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side real quick. And then when we get to the back, I'll show you guys the back. All right, guys. So real quick, what I was looking for on the other one that I couldn't find was this Allen screw that the socket is in. That's so that way you can back that screw out and be able to push this in. The other one might have been caked up with dirt, and I just didn't realize it, but I swore I had seen this on one of these calipers Probably the back one, because I have changed the back brake pads before. But anyways, yeah, so here's that screw, and you can back that out so that way you can push this piston in further. Then you don't have to use the channel locks like I did, and it'll make it a lot easier to get your brake pads out. All right, yeah, so it must have been the back that had that little screw that I was talking about, because I could see it on this one. I've replaced these before, which, by the way, I thought the front ones were bad. Let me show you real quick. This is one of the right front ones. I mean, there's a tiny bit material left right here, but on this side, there's none. Let me take these off real quick, and I'll show you what those look like. Those are bad. And the back caliper is a different size. The back is a 9/16. So, I think this is really where the squeaking was coming from, but I would say we wore those rears, which is really weird. But see, these were aftermarket, these weren't factory. So, but the rear factory ones wore down before the fronts. But anyways, there's nothing left of these. That's probably where most of the squeaking and squealing was coming from. And just like you guys would in your car, go ahead, pump your brakes some to get those pistons pushed back out. And now the brake handle feels really nice. Let's double check the rear brake pedal. That feels good too. I think we're ready to go. All right, guys, so that's how you change your brake pads on your Polaris 570. I believe the 850 is probably the same or very similar. So again, those brake pads, I will have them down in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.